The pain passed, and Philomen sighed. "They are in a hurry," she said, "as I was, in a hurry since I was born to make my mark. Perhaps I knew I would have a short time to do it in, or perhaps it was the strain of rushing that shortened my life. You came from the temple, did you not, before serving in solitude here?" "I trained there, my queen, at the temple in Prin, but I never took the oaths." "Of course not. I can see that there are no bracelets marked into your arms. I am not blind." She strained again, and more blood gushed forth. The pains were coming faster. The midwife grasped her by the chin and pulled her eyelids back. "You are weakening?" "I am not." Philomen fell back on the bed. She placed her hands atop her great, distended belly in a near-motherly gesture, but she would not ask about the baby queens. They were not hers to wonder about. All belonged to the goddess, and the goddess alone. Philomen struggled back up onto her elbows. A look of grim determination set on her face. She snapped her fingers for the midwife to take her place between her knees. "You are ready to push," the midwife said. "It will be all right. You are strong." "I thought you just said I was weakening," Philomen grumbled. The first queen born was born silent, breathing, but she did not even cry when the midwife slapped her across the back. She was small and well-formed and very pink for such a hard, messy birth. The midwife held her up for Philomen to see, and for a moment queen's blood flowed between them through the connection of the cord. "Leonine," Philomen said, giving the little queen her name. "A naturalist." The midwife repeated it aloud and took the baby away to be cleaned and placed in a bassinet, then covered in a blanket of bright green and embroidered with flowers. It was not long before the next baby came, screaming this time, and with tiny clenched fists. "Isadora," the queen said, and the baby wailed and blinked her wide black eyes. "An oracle." "Isadora, an oracle," the midwife repeated, and she took her away to be wrapped in a blanket of pale gray and yellow, the colors of the seers. The third queen born arrived in a rush of blood, as if on a wave. It was so much and so gruesome that Philomen's mouth opened to announce a new war queen. But those were not the words that came out. "Roxanne, an elemental." The midwife repeated the final name and turned away, cleaning the baby before wrapping her in blue and placing her in the last bassinet. Philomen breathed heavily in the birthing bed. She had been right. She could feel it. The birth had killed her. Strong as she was, she might survive long enough to be bound up and put into the saddle, but it would be a body that Louis sailed home with, to be entombed in his family crypt, or perhaps pushed overboard into the sea. Her duty to the island was finished, and the island would have no more say in her fate. "Midwife," Philomen groaned as another pain tore through her. "Yes, yes," the midwife replied soothingly. "It is only the afterbirth. It will pass." "It is not the afterbirth. It is not—" She grimaced and bit her lip against one more push. Another baby slipped out from the war queen's womb, easily and without fuss. She opened her black eyes and took an enormous breath. Another baby born. Another queen. "A blue queen," the midwife murmured. "A fourth born." "Give her to me." The midwife only stared. "Give her to me now." She scooped the baby up, and Philomen snatched her from her hands. "Ilion," Philomen said. "An elemental." Her exhausted, depleted face broke into a smile. Any disappointment of there being no new war queen vanished. For here was a great destiny, a blessing for the entire island, and she, Philomen, had done it.